Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we're going to finish our climb up the ladder of fifths. So let's take a look at the ladder of fifths and pick up where we last left off. If you recall, we made it all the way from C major with 0 sharps up to E major with 4 sharps. And before we go up to the next key, let's take a moment to notice an interesting pattern. Have you noticed that the new sharp is always just one step away, 1/2 step away actually, from the key that we're in? When we were in E major, that new sharp was D sharp. When we were in A major, the new sharp was G sharp, always just a 1/2 step below. Now it's time to figure out the next key, another fifth up on the ladder. And a fifth above E is B, which from our pattern of sharps we know will have 5 sharps, with the new sharp being just a 1/2 step below B. So press pause and see if you can play the key of B major on your own using 2 tetrachords, 1 tetrachord in each hand, then press play to try it along with me. Here are the 2 tetrachords you need for B major. We had to sharp both of these to get a whole step, 1/2 step in this bottom tetrachord. And then we had to sharp all 3 of these keys to get the 1/2 step here. And then we needed 2 whole steps here for this kind of crazy key of B major, where we're using all 5 possible black keys and only these white keys left. That's B major. Let's try to play it. So covering up B, C sharp, D sharp, E with the left hand, leaving out your thumb of course, and then covering up F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B with the right hand. Let's try to play it and say the letter names. Ready? Go. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Now, can you try that by yourself once? Play each note and say the letter names. Ready? Go. Good. Now let's try to play Follow Me in this position. Can you sing the words with me? And we will play. Ready, go. Follow, 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 follow me. Let's make a line for all to see. You know, there's another song you can play using 2 tetrachords in this 1 octave scale. If you know the song, Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. That's another fun one to do in tetrachords. So press pause and try playing either Follow Me or Joy to the World, just that first line that I demonstrated. You can figure it out by ear. Go ahead and challenge yourself. And then press play when you're ready to go on. All right, let's fill in the sharps for B major. We had an F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and the new sharp was A sharp. So our key signature, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and then A sharp. Hold on, that doesn't quite look like a D sharp. Let's get it centered on the line, and then A sharp down here for 5 total sharps. Now, here's where things get a little bit crazy. What would be a fifth above B? You might be saying F, and in a way you'd be right, but remember that F is sharped. And so technically a perfect fifth above B is F sharp because of where we are on the ladder. B to just F would be what's called a diminished fifth, not quite right for the fifths we're talking about. These are all perfect fifths, which means we have to take into account the key signature. So a fifth above B is F sharp. And as you can tell from this pattern, we're going to have 6 sharps now. Let's come to the piano keys and see how that works. Okay, here is the crazy key of F sharp major. We are getting super advanced now. Remember, we have to have a whole step, then a whole step, then a half step. So we're on this black key, F sharp to start, whole step, half step. Then we have to go up a whole step to start the blue tetrachord. We need a whole step, and then finish with this half step. So this is the key of F sharp major. Now, you might be thinking, well, where's the new sharp? We still have these 5 black keys. In F sharp major, we should have 6 sharps. Well, let's figure it out by naming each note, and we'll discover the hidden mystery sharp. Can you name them with me? We have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, then C sharp, D sharp. Now, wait a minute. The next letter in the alphabet should be E, because we just had C sharp, D sharp. But this looks like an F, and then F sharp. Aha. Now, this should be a clue to you. When you have an F, F sharp, but no E, well, you see what happened is E became E sharp, which looks like F. But in a scale, we're supposed to have one of every letter. And because we skipped from D sharp to F, I knew that something was wrong. It should go C sharp, D sharp, then E something. And if we're actually here, this is E sharp, which you'll remember from a past lesson about enharmonics. E sharp can become F, but we call it E sharp in this scale, and then F sharp. So every letter, we can have one of every letter. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, which is in disguise as F, F sharp. Good, let's try to play it. Okay, see if you can find this position. With the left hand, we've got finger 5, 4, 3 on these 3 black keys, and finger 2 on B. Then we've got right hand on C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, which looks like F, F sharp. Good. Now, let's try to play this together and sing the solfege. Go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Good. Now let's try to sing the letter names stepping up. Go. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. Nice. Now let's write down those 6 sharps, including our new friend E sharp, on the ladder of fifths. Okay, I can tell I'm going to run out of room for this one, so I'm going to leave off the sharp symbol and just write the letters. We know we have an F sharp, C sharp. I'm just looking down here. G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and our new sharp was what? That's right, it's E sharp, for a total of 6 sharps. And now let's draw the key signature. Okay, now let's go up another fifth from F sharp. What would that be? The correct answer is C sharp. Now, let's come to the piano to check out how C sharp major works. All right, here's our final key on the ladder of fifths, C sharp major. Can you help me name each key? Let's point and name them together. Go, try it with me. C sharp, D sharp. What do you think we should call this? We just had a D sharp, so should we call this F? Nah, you know by now, we should call that E sharp to keep the letters in order. So we could say C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. What should we call this? Aha, it's another secret sharp. We should have the letter B next in the alphabet, but it has become sharped to B sharp and then C sharp. Oh my goodness, every single note was sharped this time. Let's try to play it. So pinkies are on C sharp. We've got C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Hands in position, can you play and name the letter names with me? Everything's going to be sharp this time. Ready, go. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Good job. Now, can you say all the letter names stepping down? Try it on your own. Ready, go. The correct answer is C sharp, B sharp, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, E sharp, D sharp, C sharp. Let's draw it on the ladder of fifths. So now we have every single possible letter in the musical alphabet sharped. F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. That is every letter in the musical alphabet. There's nothing else we could possibly sharp. So let's draw our key signature with a grand total of 7 sharps. And you can't get any more than that. So interestingly, we started with C major with 0 sharps, and then we come all the way around to C sharp major with all 7 sharps. Now there's a funny little saying that you can memorize to remember the order of the new sharps. This is sometimes called the order of sharps. And that order goes F, C, G, D, A, E, B. I'll circle those. The saying to remember that order of those new sharps is Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Just a little saying to remember those. Or you could just remember that the new sharp is just a step below the key that you're in. Great job helping me figure out the ladder of fifths and the key signatures for all the sharp keys. On your own, I'd like you to try playing the 1-octave scale, stepping up and down in every key on the ladder of fifths while singing the letter names. Then also try playing Follow Me or Joy to the World in different keys in the ladder of fifths. Happy practicing, and see you next time. I'm sorry I knocked the ladder down the other day. It's okay, especially since you were at the top of that ladder. Yeah, well, you know I am pretty experienced with ladders. There was another time when I fell off a 50-foot ladder. You fell off a 50-foot ladder? Yup. How did you survive? Easy. I was standing on the bottom rung.